Not sure if you all can hear me well at all. There we go. I think I fixed it. I'm glad we checked that before we fully went through this live video. I mean, I could have done a video, like a video edit, but I'm like, why have to go through the whole extra mile when I can just come over to OBS and check to make sure our audio source is working? The joy of technology some days, my friends, am I right? So, the reason we came on here, because you probably have read the title. Yes. Yet another blast of freaking winter weather. Have we not had enough? When is enough going to be enough? It is outside here right now a cold 11 degrees. I mean, okay, yeah, Kirk, granted, that's better than what it was last week, because at least right now at this 1 o'clock hour, we are still in the double digits. But we are forecasted to go to the single digits overnight. So, for right now, I'll take the 11 degrees. Which, yeah, by the way, before we start getting into the weather, because this live video is strictly going to be about this winter storm. So I want to get the non-strictly weather-related stuff out of the way. Huge shout out to the folks at the case company Spigen. So, I don't know if you guys know that they have... You know what? Let me see if I can do this. By golly, what do you know? I think I can. I think it will let me. So. Okay, no, it won't. It's going to show the one I have now. So, I had gotten last August. I don't have a version handy. But I had gotten the black Ultra Hybrid 01 MagFit case that they make on Amazon. With graduation money I had received. Because I am picky when it comes to my protection for my practically $800 iPhone. So, plus I'm not going to go into detail, but it's also a sensory issue. Like, it has to be the perfect fit, the perfect condensity. I think condensity is the wrong word. But we'll just roll with that word. How about that? But that one, when I got it on day one, made this weird, like, creaking noise on the side, like when I would hold it on in both hands. So, I was like, this won't do. So I reach out to them. They process a replacement. I got the original fixed somehow myself while waiting for the replacement to come. Because it was right around Labor Day. I think the replacement actually came Labor Day. I think I was expecting it the day before. Yeah, I was. And it came Labor Day. The day I was supposed to have an interview at McDonald's, Anyway. So, I try out the replacement. It does the exact same thing. So I'm like, okay. We'll just use the one before because I was able to keep both the original and the replacement at the same time, even though they both did the exact same issue. So, fast forward to November, because the design on the original product was starting to scratch off. And so I was like, I want to give it a fresh look. So, from then to now, the bottom two corners made this awful creaking and cracking sound that you could want to pull your minds out every single time you heard it. And it didn't do it like all the time. It did it on random, weird occasions. I was like, what is up? So I emailed Spigen again, I think about a few weeks ago. And just last week I got a replacement for that one processed. But it's not the black version you're thinking of. They have a white version, which is basically this. Basically, let me bring up OBS so I can see. So it's basically this. It's basically kind of a traditional clearish case on the sides. They just updated the winter storm watch information, so we'll take a look at that here in a second. But on the back, the teardown design is in white. But this one works so much better. Like, if you hear bottom two corners, nothing. And I've had it sitting here for a while now. And if you hear this, it's practically silent. So this one is in such better shape than that other one. Now, the sides are clear, so it is going to yellow. In my mind, I know that's going to happen, so I'm just going to accept that and just move on. Because this design is stoked. Let me actually get one of my black ones. Hang on one second. I should have one handy. The one I may have more handy is the one that the design was rubbing off on, but it still did the same job. Ah. Yeah, okay, look. So, this is the black one. I mean, the black does look sick, too. but I think the white one looks more dope. More with my... Let me switch. Yeah, I think the white one actually looks more dope with my phone color than the black one does. So, that's where we stand on that. So again, huge shout out to the folks at Spigen, and check this out. So, also, to me, what's very important is it's MagSafe compatible. Sorry about that. I hear noises behind me. So, yeah, that's where we stand on that. So, not important out of the way. Now, let's get to actual business. Let's move me down. So now, you are noticing here are these counties in this dark blue. That's a winter storm watch. Now, Charleston, as I was mentioning about this, the National Weather Service in Charleston has updated the winter storm watch criterias. Ooh. What is that noise behind me? Anyway. I am concerned. So it says here, Winter Storm Watch remains in effect from Friday morning through Saturday morning. What? Heavy snow possible. Total snow accumulations between 4 and 8 inches possible. Wind gusts of 45 to 55 miles per hour in the highest elevations. So this is what I kind of am having a gut feeling about. So at least, potentially, that's supposed to be Southeast Randolph. I probably didn't do a really good job drawing it. So, potentially, Southeast Randolph, Northwest Pocahontas, Western Grant, or Western Pendleton, Western Grant, Garrett counties, probably Eastern Tucker, parts of Preston. I'm probably going to have you be on guard. Now, this isn't, I'm not saying this is likely what's going to happen, but be prepared for a possible... Sorry, something that my feet bugging me. Be prepared for a possible blizzard warning to be issued. Not that I'm saying it's actually going to happen. Now, Barber County, I won't let your guard down for you either. But we'll take a look more deeper at possible wind gusts here in a little while. Because I think I have model guidance that will give us that insight view. Now, this is just going to be practically for the day Friday. In a way, we can say the day tomorrow, since we're after 12 o'clock for Thursday. But for this instance, we'll just say for the day Friday. So, because this winter storm watch expires, I think at 7 o'clock in the morning. But I have a gut feeling that by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, these are probably going to have been upgraded. Now, you're probably wondering, what about Clarksburg? What about Grafton? What about Shinston? What about Fairmont? What about Weston? What about West Virginia? What about Middleburn? What about New Martinsville? Say one. If you're not under a winter storm watch, chances are you're probably going to get a winter weather advisory. Now, I'm 9 times out of 10 guaranteeing that everyone in the winter storm watch area is going to be upgraded to a winter storm warning. If not, in certain places, a blizzard warning. Just due to the fact of how gusty those winds are. I mean, yeah, granted, they could just issue a winter storm watch and high wind warnings for certain parts of the viewing area. But we're talking about snow and gusty winds. It's more better and more cohesive for a blizzard warning. Now they have certain criteria for that. So I don't know for a fact if any of this meets those criteria. We can look at that here in a little while too. So this is in effect for Barber, Upshur, Webster, Nicholas, Northwest Pocahontas, Randolph, Tucker, Preston, the extreme ranges of Monongalia, Garrett, Western Grant, and Western Pendleton counties from Friday morning through Saturday morning for a very quick burst and blast of wintry weather. Now, it's just going to be just like yesterday, or Tuesday, rather, with that quick blast of wintry weather then too. But that one affected more of our southern counties in the state. This one is going to affect more of the northern part of the state, which is us, and potentially points north. So, I'm not even going to bother looking at model guidance for this because the low end of the spectrum, the higher, maybe we will look at some of the model guidance, but I'm not going to spend too much time with it. But to me, the high end of the spectrum, places in the region, in our viewing area, in this winter storm watch criteria, the worst case scenario could see 8 inches. Okay. Now, the low end, key word, it's 4. Or even 3. But for this, we'll say 4. So, our forecast, so I think points out this way. And say this zone right here. So in this, in here, this is what you could see. And then points back out this way. Now we're going to close it in right here. we could put plus. Just in case of... So, in reality, we'll look at the model guidance here in a little while to confirm that if we see more higher totals, what in that case, the highest worst case scenario is, the mid-range, and the low range. Right now, no matter what, in the higher elevations from Barber, Randolph, Upshur, Webster, Nicholas, Northwest Pocahontas, all the counties in the winter storm watch, no matter how you put it, the low range is the 4-inch mark. Now, I guess we can come ahead. Let's pull up pivotal weather. I think for this, I want to use our short range models because they might do a better job at indicating this better than the long-range models. Since we're getting very closer to the event than what the short-range or what the long-range models will show. But at the end, we can still look at the long-range models. So I'm more wanting to see, and then we'll time it out when the system's supposed to hit. But for now, let's just come in okay, yeah, so by 7 a.m. Sunday, this model is showing kind of roughly what we have in store for what we drew out, pretty much. This one, the H, that only ends at 7 p.m. Friday, but still. This one goes even lower. So I don't think the HRRR is doing a very better job at indicating it at all. So we'll just skip past that one. Let's come to this guy. Let's step it forward. About 2 inches. Yeah, this isn't doing a very good job either. So either way, so the NAM and the GFS both cohesively agree. I just hit the microphone. I'm sorry about that. So both the NAM and the GFS agree with what we have drawn here on our map. And for me, I was just going off what the National Weather Service was saying based on this Winter Storm Watch criteria information. So, take that with a grain of salt. Hopefully I used that term right. I think I used that term right. So, do we want to time out when exactly this system is supposed to hit? Give me 1 second. I want to see something. Oh, excuse me. Why is Restream so far behind? Anyway, that's beside the point. What was I doing? Did I close out that window? I did not. Sweet. Okay. I guess we're just going to use the GFS model for this. So this is Friday at 4, 7. So you can see it's going to start by, in our, I think, western counties, by 10 a.m. on Friday, and then overtake the region by 1 o'clock. And hang around, especially in the higher elevations, throughout the day, Friday, and into early Saturday. But then by 4 a.m. on Saturday, it's going to start to exit the region. So it's just going to be primarily the day, Friday, this weather system. Now, do you absolutely have to go out and prepare and get a whole bunch of ingredients for this system? No. Just because not... Now, yeah, granted, we're going to be seeing a good bit of snow with this system, especially in the higher elevations. But since it's going to be primarily consistent throughout just the day on Friday, lingering snow showers through the day on Saturday morning, road crews are going to have a better handle on these road conditions, which means everyone's not going to be cooped up in their house for countless of days like we were last winter storm. The one in my book was a total dud. But this one's not going to be nearly as significant. This one's just going to be like, oh, it's snowing. So, excuse me. So, you can take, you can, it's better to be prepared than be sorry. But this is not like a huge blockbuster type system by any stretch of the means. But we will definitely be with you throughout the day Friday with this winter storm. Do I think we will be live? Like, I'm actually going to try out this little gadget. I'm actually going to try test it out today to see Is the battery dead? Huh. Well, we will charge this up first. Because the battery is dead. Alright then. But I'm going to try out that little gadget to see. About how we can, if we can do our walk around showing conditions off live video, if I think it's necessary. Kind of like we did last time, but that'll be audio that'll be feeding to the computer if the signal holds up going around the block. Or we use the handheld actually showing. But anyway, you get my gist. So, we will definitely do that. So for today, I think later this evening, I don't think any other live video will be necessary. But we will definitely probably be live for the day tomorrow when this system is ongoing. So, I almost think that this is probably where we could go ahead and leave it for tonight. That's right, I actually wanted to look at one thing while we were here. I don't know if we need weather-wise anymore. Okay, so they're saying with gusts as high as 28. That's the outskirts. Let's see the inskirts. Yeah, 28. $30 for an Elkins. Without, I'm just seeing the National Weather's official forecast. 46 mile-an-hour wind gusts. See, I see it at least potentially. Okay, this is weird. Huh. This is weird. Oh. Yeah. I definitely see Grant. What about Pendleton? Pendleton? Not so much Garrett, but let's see the other end. Yeah, okay, so these 1, 2, 3. These counties here, Garrett, Western Grant, Western Pendleton counties. I at least happen to see those counties getting under a blizzard warning because we just saw this. Let me type in Mountain Storm, West Virginia for an example. Friday night, they are saying winds could gust as high as 60 miles per hour. Now, okay. So for a blizzard warning to be issued, sustained winds are frequent gusts to 35 miles per hour or greater, and considerable falling and or blowing snow reaching visibility frequently to less than 1/4 of a mile for 3 or more hours. And so, for Garrett, Grant, Pendleton counties, the ones that are under those that winter storm watch we've been mentioning, I pretty much can see those 3 counties reaching those that criteria. But we'll have to wait and find out what the National Weather Service does. Because so they typically issue in the period of 12 to 24 hours before the storm starts. Occasionally behind that as much as 36 hours before the storm moves into the region. So definitely later this morning, we'll see new weather alerts be issued and overtake the winter storm watch. So we'll see by then what those alerts will be. But seeing that has me really concerned. So, now I pretty much think that this is where we can go ahead and leave it for tonight. Like I said, I don't see much purpose of a live video later this evening, but we'll definitely go live tomorrow during the storm system for a little while, and just showcase what is going on and all that fun stuff. So, for right now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here for now. Definitely, though, if you're in Grant, Pendleton, and Garrett counties, those might be spots I would be preparing because of those strong wind gusts that will definitely knock down tree limbs, trees, and power lines. So, in those spots, I would definitely be preparing, at least in those spots. But we will update social media when we get those new weather alerts issued. That way you know, okay, oh, this is what's going on. This is how I need to prepare. So, do with that information as you will. So anyway, more sign here for tonight. You have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will chat again tomorrow during the winter weather system. Have a good night, folks. Have a good night.